so much energy to contain her emotions. Controlling them was like trying to bail out a wave-swamped dinghy with a thimble. She raised her chin and shifted her gaze to encompass the assembled family and hotel management staff. "I'm sorry I'm late. I was held up with a housekeeping issue." Leonard Steinberg, the business manager who was chairing the meeting, gave her a smile. "All sorted now, I hope?" "Absolutely." Isabelle looked at the one vacant chair on the other side of the table from Spencer. "Who are we waiting for?" "The mystery shareholder," Spencer Chatsfield said, clicking his pen on and off as his gaze tethered hers. Isabelle suppressed a shiver as that cultured baritone with its English accent moved down her spine like a caress. She had to focus. This was the moment the Chatsfield family were waiting for, the moment when the final 2% would be brought back to the table. She knew exactly who was going to walk through that door. Had known for quite some time. Had known and wondered how no one else had put the pieces of the puzzle together before now. The blowout in the press would be monumental. The Chatsfields were good at attracting scandals, but this one was going to top the lot. The door opened, and in came Isabelle's stepmother, causing no less of a shock to the assembled family than if a vaporous ghost had appeared. "Mum? You! How could you?" "Liliana." Isabelle felt sorry for all of them, all except Spencer. How Liliana had kept her identity a secret for so long was part miracle, part luck, especially in the digital age of camera phones and social media tagging. But Isabelle had always found her stepmother to be a secretive, elusive type, hard to get close to, even harder to know. The Chatsfield siblings had been young children, Cara, the youngest, a tiny baby, when their mother had left after suffering postnatal depression. But Liliana never made contact again. Isabelle found it hard to understand how Liliana could have remained incommunicado with her own flesh and blood, but she knew her stepmother to be a complicated personality who kept very much to herself. How did it feel for the Chatsfield family to see their mother sweep in like a reclusive Hollywood celebrity who had suddenly decided to reclaim the limelight? "I know this must be a terrible shock to you," Liliana said. "I know you can't possibly forgive me, but I would like to explain. But business fast." She turned to Spencer. "I'm giving you my 2%. Isabelle shot to her feet so fast her chair rolled back and hit the wall behind. "What?" Liliana turned to look at her. "On the condition you remain as president of the Harrington chain." Isabelle opened and closed her mouth, but she couldn't access her voice. She felt the colour drain out of her face, like one of those cartoon characters she'd watched as a child. All of her extremities fizzed, as if her blood pressure was dropping. This couldn't be happening. Those shares were meant to be hers. It was her dream. Her life's goal was to own a majority share in the Harrington. She'd been working in the hotel since she was in bobby socks. She was a Harrington, for God's sake. The staff were her substitute family. They relied on her to keep things ticking over like clockwork. How could the hotel be handed to someone else who didn't love and nurture it the way she did? It was her hotel, not Spencer, damn his eyes, Chatsfield's. "As majority shareholder, Spencer will now be CEO of the Harrington, New York," Liliana said. Isabelle ignored the rumble of voices from the Chatsfield siblings and their father, Jean, who looked like he was about to have a conniption. Spencer remained composed and silent. Coolly composed. How he must be enjoying this, she thought, as a knot of resentment twisted hard and tight in her belly. How he would be getting off on seeing her hopes dashed. He must have known this would be the outcome of the meeting. Why else would he be sitting there, as if butter wouldn't melt in his blistering hot mouth? Had he done something to win over Liliana? Isabelle knew all too well how skilled he was at getting what he wanted, by fair means or foul. Look how he'd showered her with gifts and romantic attention in the past. She had tried not to succumb, but in the end she had fallen, and fallen hard. But then how could she not? Back then she had lacked street smarts, while he had graduated from the School of Charm with first-class honours. "I'm not working with him," she said.